Today we're going to look at the Nuna Triv Next, an updated version of the original Triv, which has long been a popular small-size stroller, whose easy fold pairs particularly well with car-centered lifestyles. We looked at the original Triv a couple of years ago and had mixed feelings about it, due to a few unfortunate design characteristics. But the Triv Next has fixed several of these issues, and in this video then, we're going to do a full evaluation of the Triv Next as its own model, looking it over from top to bottom, and examining its advantages and disadvantages in terms of child comfort, ease of use, performance, and mechanics, before ending with a discussion of which lifestyles and environments it will suit. And starting off with some stats, the Triv Next clocks in at a little under 9 kilos and folds down to 32 by 57.5 by 69 centimeters, with the seat attached. It can take 22 kilos in the seat and 4.5 kilos in the underslung shopping basket. As far as child comfort is concerned, the Triv Next seat has an inside width of 31 centimeters and a total length of 96 when using the leg rest, or 104 centimeters when folding down the leg rest and using the front frame mounted footrest instead, a feature that the original Triv lacked. These are quite large measurements overall for a stroller of this size, and the model should seat most children quite comfortably up until around 3.5 or so. Like the original Triv, the backboard on the model seat is adjustable in relation to the baseboard, allowing for a very upright position and a near full flat recline. The Triv Next textiles are of decent quality and provide comfort both in summer and winter due to a mesh window in the seat back that is coverable with an included seat liner. As far as sun coverage is concerned, the Triv Next canopy has both a sun flap and an extendable portion built into the back, though I would note here that in my opinion, when not using these elements, the canopy is too small, making them not really ways to extend the canopy, but rather elements you'll probably want open at all times. When it comes to parent comfort, the Triv Next has an acceptable range of handle height, from 96 to 106 centimeters, and a decently spacious shopping basket for a smaller stroller. Looking at folding, the Triv Next has the same super easy setup as the original Triv, being capable of folding down to a single standing piece with either the seat forwards or reversed, and involving only flipping the seat forwards and yanking up on the central strap to produce a compact and quite flat folded package that, though larger and a tad heavier than Ultra Compacts, actually still falls within the size and weight limits for gate checking with a lot of airlines, and is also ideal in my opinion for people who mostly need a model to keep in the trunk and pair with a car seat, but still want to have something a bit more full-sized when unfolded. As far as the general feel of using the Triv Next goes, while the model isn't loose in its connection points out of the box, the flip side of that combination of being relatively full-sized but still lighter weight is that it unfortunately doesn't feel all that strong either, having pretty skinny bars and a propensity to bend and strain a bit when used with an older child. When it comes to driving, the wider rear frame and increased size of the rear wheels give the model a stability that's sorely lacking on the original Triv, and also make it better capable of handling gravel, broken sidewalks, and lighter cobblestones when you need it to. Let's move on to the mechanics of the Triv Next then, starting off with the handle, the folding system, and the model's general structure, where overall, the Triv Next has simple mechanisms unlikely to develop internal problems, with the handle extension mechanism using a basic telescopic wire and pin setup, the two sliding handle arms fitted snugly as they interconnect, and the folding mechanism being locally activated by that central strap, which removes the need for the additional wires that a lot of models use to bring the folding activation higher up on the handle. As far as the larger structure of the chassis is concerned, the Triv Next has decent cross support, improved from the original by the wider rear frame and chunkier front frame, and doesn't have any specific weak points to make mention of, though the slighter build of the bars that I mentioned means that there is a possibility of unpleasant loosening if the model is used for more than just shorter trips. It's not the sort of model that can stand up to all-day, everyday use without a car in my opinion, and may especially be a problem if one were to attempt to take full advantage of the larger terrain-capable wheels on anything like a regular basis. Moving down to the rear frame, there's again that positive widening and larger wheels, which makes a huge difference versus the original Triv in my opinion, which was frankly a bit of a tipping hazard. The suspension feels more or less equally as soft as on the original, but seems to work well enough on this model, and I'd note here that there's also additional suspension built into the seat frame as well. As far as the brake system is concerned, the Triv Next has upgraded to a flip-flop friendly ballpoint pedal, but has unfortunately kept the long wire without an adjustment screw used to get from one side to the other, which can potentially mean headaches down the road if rust or grit get in the system, since it won't be easy to adjust for changes in tension. As far as the wheels are concerned, the locking mechanisms are contained within the housings as opposed to the axles, which is good, and the tire quality is strong, as it generally is with Nuna models, consisting of foam-filled rubber tires, unlikely to wear down quickly. Looking lastly at the front frame, other than the larger footrest, the Triv Next is built more or less exactly like the original, with acceptably sized front wheels for predominantly urban use, decent suspension in the front forks, strong swivel locks, and a connection between the front forks and the front frame designed to prevent wobble problems down the road, due primarily to very long, tight shafts for the axles and a certain minimal amount of rubber that provides extra pressure for the connection at the top. I have heard a few reports that the front wheels can get a bit stiff and not swivel quite as easily over time, but this is undoubtedly due to a bit of grit getting into that tight connection and is easily remedied with a little thicker grease, applied if necessary. So, should you get the Triv Next then? Despite having a few negatives and being a tad on the weak side, the combination of simple mechanisms, a decently sized seat, a great folding system, a compact folded package, a lightweight versus comparably sized models, and a bit of extra terrain capability for when you need it, make this model definitely worth recommending, provided that you aren't out on the streets all day with your stroller. As I've mentioned already, its ideal use, as far as I see it, is for car-based lifestyles, especially in places with less well-maintained streets and sidewalks, and it excels for this use, in my opinion, better currently than just about any other reversible seat model on the market. And in addition, the fact that it fits within gate checking requirements as well also gives it a little added functionality for rougher holiday destinations. In any case, we hope you found this video interesting, and if you did, we ask you subscribe, as it helps us to continue making videos in the future. In addition, if you're currently shopping for a stroller, we have a buyer's guide on our Patreon page which lists a wide range of models we recommend, with a lot of technical and lifestyle related information. You can find it by following the link in the description. Thank you.